What if I told you that the best way to become happier is to regularly think about bad things? Sounds crazy, right? We're used to mantras about positive thinking, about pushing away negative thoughts, but today we're going to turn everything on its head. We'll talk about negative visualization. This is an ancient technique that can profoundly change your outlook on life, reduce anxiety, and teach you to appreciate what you have right now. Stay with us, and you'll discover how the paradoxical wisdom of the Stoics can make you happier. So where did this unusual idea even come from? The roots of negative visualization stretch deep into history, to the times of ancient Greece and Rome. This practice was actively used by Stoic philosophers like Seneca, Epictetus, and even Emperor Marcus Aurelius. Their goal wasn't to fall into depression, but quite the opposite, to achieve a state of inner peace they called apatheia. This wasn't apathy in the modern sense of indifference, but rather an imperturbability in the face of life's adversities. They understood a simple truth. We suffer not so much from events themselves, but from our fear of them. All right, let's put theory into practice. How exactly does this seemingly unusual technique of contemplating loss actually work? It all starts with a very simple, yet powerful mental exercise, and I invite you to try it right now, along with me. To start, there's no need to imagine the end of the world or losing everything you own. That would be far too stressful. The Stoics advise starting small. Pick something that's a part of your everyday life, something you value, but most likely take for granted. For instance, your smartphone, or that hot cup of coffee right in front of you, or even the comfortable chair you're sitting in. Got something in mind? Perfect. Now for just a moment, close your eyes and vividly imagine that you've lost it. Don't just think, oh, I don't have my phone. Really feel it. Imagine waking up in the morning, reaching for your nightstand, and it's simply not there. It's gone. Or it's hopelessly broken. Feel that first wave of mild panic. How will you contact your colleagues? How will you check your email? How will you listen to music on your commute? How are you even watching this video right now? Just allow yourself to sink into that feeling of discomfort and loss for about 30 seconds. And now, slowly open your eyes and look at your phone, which is most likely right there. It's here. It's working. It's in your hands. What do you feel in that moment? Relief, of course, is the first thing, but something deeper comes after that. It's a feeling of profound gratitude. Your phone, which was just an everyday object, a simple tool, has, for a moment, transformed into something truly valuable. See the power in this? The goal of this exercise isn't to scare yourself to death. The goal is to shake up your perception. We get so accustomed to the good things in life that we stop noticing them. Negative visualization is a way to artificially create contrast. You briefly immerse yourself in an imagined reality where you don't have something, so that when you return to your actual reality, you experience the joy of having it. You can do the same with anything. Your health, by imagining for a minute a severe cold. Your relationships, by briefly imagining an argument with a loved one. Each time you return to reality, you won't feel fear, but a keen, vibrant gratitude for what you have. Right here, right now. But that's just the first layer. Negative visualization isn't merely about appreciating the little things. Let's dig deeper. This practice also acts as a sort of immunization against future shocks and upheavals. It sounds serious, but allow me to explain. Consider this. What causes us the most pain when misfortune strikes? Very often, it's the element of surprise, the shock, that feeling of the ground being pulled out from under you. We weren't prepared, and it's precisely this sense of total unpreparedness and panic that negative visualization combats. Imagine a scenario. Someone loses their job. If they've never even entertained the thought, their initial reaction is panic, despair, catastrophizing. Thoughts race through their mind. This is the end. I've lost everything. I'll never find another job. Their mind is gripped by fear. Now imagine a different person. They've also lost their job. And of course it hurts and it's upsetting. But They've been practicing negative visualization from time to time. Every few months, they'd spend 5 minutes calmly contemplating, what if I were to be laid off? What would I do? They weren't dwelling on it or putting themselves into a state of depression. They were simply soberly running through the scenario. They'd think, okay, first thing, I'll update my resume. Then I'll reach out to old colleagues. I'll have to cut back on expenses for this and that for a while. It'll be tough, but I'll manage. Feel the difference. When that unpleasant event actually happens in their life, there's no shock. Instead of panic, their first thought is, okay, this happened. I thought about this. I have a rough plan. It's like a fire drill for your psyche. You're rehearsing your actions in an emergency beforehand. And when a real fire breaks out, you don't run around in a panic. You calmly walk towards the emergency exit. By contemplating the worst-case scenario beforehand, you strip it of its greatest power, the power of surprise. You mentally brace yourself for the blow, and when it strikes, you don't meet it with a scream of horror, but with the thought, I was expecting you. I know I can get through this. You stop being a victim of circumstance and become a person who's prepared for them. Now let's delve into the ultimate, and perhaps most striking, conclusion the Stoics presented. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Think about that for a moment. How many times have you spent hours or even days worrying about something that might happen, but never did? How much energy have you wasted fighting imaginary battles? This is where negative visualization comes in. It's a powerful way to take back control. Instead of allowing anxious thoughts to endlessly swirl in your head, you intentionally set aside dedicated time to confront your fears. You deliberately consider worst-case scenarios so that for the rest of your time, you can live calmly and happily. And here's the crucial twist. This technique doesn't multiply your suffering. Quite the opposite, it strips it of its power, transforming abstract fear into a manageable thought. To recap, negative visualization is not an invitation to pessimism. It's a powerful tool for cultivating gratitude, boosting psychological resilience, and reducing anxiety. It's a way to truly appreciate what you have while you have it, rather than only once it's gone. Thank you for sticking with us until the end of this video. If you found this idea insightful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new videos. Now, a question for you. Have you ever tried contemplating potential negatives to feel better? Perhaps you have your own methods for coping with anxiety. Please share your experiences in the comments below. It would be fascinating to read them.